Hello, my friend. How are you? Thanks for being here. And I'm thankful and excited to share this space today. Today I want to share with you what has been going on in the last week or so, week and a half. So, short story, I lost myself a little bit. Recently, everything started clicking in my journey after many years of exploring and daring to go into the adventure of building an online business. I started to work with clients that started paying me to guiding them. I'm currently guiding 3 clients, and it felt like an unlocking. Something changed inside of me, and it started manifesting outside of me. And I felt the inspiration to build a more robust business, in the sense that so far I've been doing things pretty intuitively. And the way I got to work with these clients was through talking with people, and at a certain point it became clear with each of them that we were meant to work together. With 2 of them, the 3rd client came to an in-person workshop, and in our interaction during the workshop, I felt that there was something there, and I invited her to work with me for 3 months, and she accepted. We had a session in person yesterday. It was lovely. And I've been honestly inspired to take the business to the next level in a way, and to bring more structure, and to start making videos and all that. And I lost myself. I started very alert of not going over myself, of keeping things simple and aligned. But without noticing, I started to work more and more and more. I started thinking a lot about my strategy and how to do things. And in a matter of a week, I overcomplicated everything, and I transformed this inspiration of creating a more robust business into a burden. And I fell sick. My son had like a cold, and both my wife and I got it. And I tend to get sick when I'm exhausted, because many times when he's sick, sometimes my wife also gets sick, but I don't when I'm aligned. But this time I fell sick. And I started to get scared that I was not cut out for this. I was not made to do this. And I dropped it. I dropped the idea of needing this to work or needing to build something. And in that moment, I remember while I was feeling overwhelmed, saying to myself, like, what I really want, what's my highest desire is to be able to heal, to dive into myself, into deep inner work. And I realized that I fell, and it's very interesting how the ego can use even spirituality or spiritual service as a way of surviving. Because here I was, trying to build a more robust business to help more people, and getting out of alignment in that process. And without the alignment is actually the real work. So I was losing myself in the process of helping somebody, which doesn't make sense. And I remember in those moments of exhaustion and feeling a little bit lost, I was like, man, I really wanna be able to dive deep inside of myself, and that actually the inner work to be the main work. Because also I found myself in the situation of, because of doing all these things I thought I needed to do to be able to help more people and to build this business, I had less time to do the inner work. I had less time to feel my emotions, to meditate. So I don't know what happened. I dropped it, and I started to dive even deeper into my own healing and feeling all my emotions. And I remember that from all the people I met in this space, and not only that, but all the other life experiences, when I ended up working with somebody, or when I felt the pull of wanting to work with somebody, when I connected with somebody to a project, or I made a decision, I felt a certain kind of energy, like a knowing, like an intuition. And more into this space when I met 3 people in my almost 2 years of being here on X, that I felt I wanted to work with. And I ended up not working with them, but I remember this feeling of, man, like, I'm sure working with these people would accelerate my growth. And these were all people, and still are people, that when you look at their profile, they are not optimized, they are not so beautiful, they sometimes don't post content for many weeks, for many days, yet they are honest, and they are aligned, and they are doing the deep work. And I felt that in the conversation, despite being a virtual one, through a computer, through a call. And that's the same in talking with one of my clients. He told me that he felt the same during our call. He felt that pull, and I didn't promise him anything. I didn't tell him how we were gonna get where he wanted to go. He just wrote me in an email when he agreed to work with me. I don't know why, but I feel it makes a lot of sense to work with you. And that's exactly the same thing that I felt when meeting these other 3 people. So that magnetism, that resonance happens because of alignment. It's energy. Everything is energy. That's maybe one of the deepest spiritual truths. And not only spiritual, it's also science says that, as far as I'm concerned. But if our energy is not aligned internally, our outer circumstances are not going to be aligned either. But when we stop looking outside and start aligning our energy, there's harmony inside, and that inner harmony somehow mysteriously influences external events, the external world. And I realized the futility of trying to make my business succeed in this way. And through all these tactics and, trying to write good content that performs well, or, writing the right words and saying things in the right ways. I realized it comes from fear, not trusting presence, not trusting life. The mind doesn't trust the soul, the body, presence, God. So it starts to take responsibility over things and trying to ensure outcomes, because it also thinks that when the outcomes are achieved, everything will be fine, and one of the things that pulled me into online business was this idea of freedom. You can work from anywhere in the world, you can make a lot of money, and you can, you don't need to work for somebody else, and you make your own decisions and you choose your schedule. So there's this idea of freedom, and most of us, in order to achieve that kind of freedom, we enslave ourselves to follow somebody else's blueprint or to follow what the mind says. To get there, we end up trading, we become slaves of our plans and our strategies and our ideas in the name of freedom tomorrow, and of course, that tomorrow never comes. It's just the opposite of freedom. And that's trying to look for freedom in external circumstances, hoping to be saved by a business or by the freedom that money can provide. But then, following this principle of energy, freedom is not something that can be attained outside. It's something to be discovered inside. And I know that, and I've experienced that when that freedom is there, independent of outer circumstances, then it's real, then it's permanent in a way, or I don't know if that's the word, but what I mean is it's not subject to time and of entropy and the decay of structures and things through time. It's a freedom of being one with who we really are internally. A freedom that doesn't need anything. And the paradox of that is that when that freedom is embodied, inner freedom, and we don't need the outer circumstances to go as the mind wants them to go, then we connect with effortlessness, and we connect with flow and enjoyment, and things start to happen, right? At least that's what I've experienced. So I am excited and I'm thankful for having lost myself, and these moments help me to find myself in a deeper way, and I'm thankful for them. And yeah, I've been going deep inside of my soul and feeling everything that has to be felt, and dissolving a lot of pain, and experiencing more and more freedom and enjoyment, connecting with people. And there was maybe this the biggest realization from this painful week, and is that there is nothing more important, at least for me, that I can conceive than to be in this moment, be present, without judgments, without expectations. And I know that, and then to heal, to dissolve my inner blockages, these emotions, stored pain from the past. And when I inhabit this dimension, there is freedom, and there is peace, and there is effortlessness, and there is harmony, and nothing else is needed. And that's really, it's light and joyful and peaceful and loving. And there is nothing that can be achieved externally that can provide for that. It's only through inner work and inner exploration. So I am here to share my journey, my spiritual adventure. I don't have the answers. You have the answers inside of yourself. I'm not here to tell you what to do. I'm just here to live my adventure and to share it. So I don't see anything more valuable that I can offer to you and humanity. I know and I feel we are in this awakening process as a species, and we're waking up. People are getting more and more aware and raising their frequency, and I want to collaborate with this awakening, and the only way I can do that is effective, that is powerful, is to take full responsibility for my own inner world, for my own inner work, my own healing, and extending that journey to inspire whoever needs to be inspired to do the same, to dare to look inside and take responsibility for their inner world. And if we all did that, the world will look like pretty beautiful, I think. So, yeah, I'm here to serve you. I look forward to keep sharing this. And yeah, I invite you to reach out to me, to send me a message, to reply to my newsletter, to leave a comment, to book a free call with me, to get to know each other, and yeah, wish you a lot of love. See you soon.